This Deadlock build guide for Shiv will teach you how to be OP with fast jungle farm as a melee stealth ganker tank. This video breaks it down into 3 categories. The build guide, how and why that these items are mathematically the best, how Shiv works, how his abilities work, and how we're going to be using them with the build, and then a full game example, not cherry-picked, with live commentary so you can see all of it come together, and you can see a full example of how the build works and how it plays. Let's get into it. Now, before I go over the build and the skill order, I'm going to show you how to get this on your own game client. Click the build browser button at the top, then click the public button here. Type in the word Swole into the search, and you'll see Swole Benji YT Fast Farm Melee Stealth Ganker Tank. There is also a gun version if you don't want to melee. It's not as good late game. But go ahead and click the white, or click the heart icon here. That will favorite it. It'll put it under my builds. Then click use selected build. Then click the Q build button. Have auto Q selected build at game start. And auto buy items within range of the shop. So what that means is that whenever you walk near the shop and this box down here is lit up, that means you can afford to buy the next item. You don't have to open the menu and fiddle with anything. And so that will save you a lot of time and a lot of micromanagement during your game. Now, if for some reason when you search for the guide it does not show up, push escape, go to settings, click language, then right here where it says alternate hero build language, make sure you select English, and then it will show up for you. Alright, now with that said, let's go over the items. And also, if you are uncomfortable playing a melee build, then there is the gun version. Alright, the gun version, you don't have to melee, but it has the same tempo early and mid game, but late game, you have very little team fight use compared to the melee version. So I would recommend that you learn the melee version now and play it instead. It's just better, but it is the same tempo throughout the game. So for the items, we start with melee lifesteal, so we have some lane sustain, close quarters, because even though we are a melee Shiv, we're still using the right click on his shotgun, because after we melee, we can cancel into a shotgun blast, and we're going to be right in their face, giving them full damage, and it gives us kind of a breakaway, or it gives us backwards momentum when we engage. So this is just huge early damage. Alright, we have sustain and damage. Then we have sprint boots for speed, also for HP and survivability. Extra stamina, same thing. Cold front is very early on. This helps us jungle. This helps us steal jungle. This helps us harass the enemy when we dive into them. Torment pulse, there is nothing better right now that can help us jungle faster, give us HP, give us spell power for all of our ability scaling. This is just really good early on. Battle Vest is actually mandatory to hit the fire rate breakpoint for your right click, unfortunately. This also gives us early resistance, some HP because it's a green item, and early weapon damage, which also coincides with our melee attack. Melee charge is up next, giving us also some bullet resistance. So we have very strong early bullet resist. Point blank helps us jungle very quickly on a single magazine. Life Strike for more sustain and damage. Fortitude for more mobility and survivability. Then we go full mobility with Stamina Master, Enduring Speed. Then we go full tank, because our damage is absolutely fine. You will be deleting people at this point. Spirit Resilience is usually first, but if you are, for some reason, against a bunch of people who are building bullet gun items instead, turn off auto queue and buy bullet resilience first. Though these things are really cheap at this point in the game, it's only a 2 to 3 minute difference, but, you know, before you head into a team fight, you gotta see what the enemy is packing, okay? After that, Crushing Fist for more damage, bullet resist, etc. And this also gives you a stun during longer engaged fights. Shadow Weave lets you stealth and move very quickly around the map. It gives you more melee damage, ambush, fire rate for that right click. It gives you pretty much everything, but what we like to use this for is when we engage a team fight as the cleanup crew, we can immediately zero in on the guy that's below 30% HP and just delete him from the fight if we want to. Otherwise, we can open with a melee attack, dealing tons of extra damage with this thing. It is just absolutely vital to get this. Then we start selling items in order to buy things, and depending on the match, you might have to sell items early. So you're going to sell Battle Vest early, and it's all here in the text, Battle Vest, and then Cold Front, then Torment Pulse. And you're going to get Colossus for more tankiness, more weapon damage, and to hinder their move speed. Cheat Death, because you will die even, like, here's the thing, right? You may win a team fight, but you're so beat up that your bloodletting will eventually kill you. Bloodletting delays your death. It does not fully prevent it. And cheat death is going to let you continue on and not have to sit at a dead screen observing your team for 80 seconds late game. Very, very important to get cheat death, all right? Spellbreaker into plate armor. You can also get plate armor first, depending on if the enemy is bullet carry or spirit carry. And Juggernaut, so you don't get slowed, and to lower their fire rate. All in all, you basically just engage a team fight and punch and shotgun everyone you can and spam your abilities when you have full rage. That's pretty much it. It's really easy to play. It's highly effective early and mid game. Late game, I will say there are better tanks. There are just better in general characters super late game, but as Shiv, the reason he has the highest win rate in Eternus is because you in matches at 20 to 30 minutes, and no one on the map can match your tempo whenever you run this build. It is mathematically superior in all ways. The only downside is that if you are playing solo without friends and you engage, your team might just leave you to die, in which case you're not going to 1v2, 1v3, and other than that, you do get punished pretty early on if you get parried a bunch, but the way to counter parry people is whenever you fight someone the first time, you're just going to go in and start meleeing, right? Now, if they parry the first time, and every time you engage, they parry the first time, your first attack, you need to curve that punch away. They're going to waste parry, and then for 4 seconds, you can wail on them. Now, the other type of parryable person is the one that parries after the first punch. So you punch them, and then you shotgun them, and then when you do that second punch, that's when they parry. So that means you punch them once, you shotgun them, you swing your fist away the second time, they parry, and then you punish. Alright, and that is how you deal with parries. Alright, with that said, let's go over to the skill order now, and it's pretty simple. You're going to start with Bloodletting. You are a tank, and early game, this thing is unmatched in how much damage it can shrug off. Along with melee lifesteal, you'll never get shoved out of lane. You'll always be able to get in people's faces and shotgun them and punch them in the face. Then you're going to learn Serrated Knives into Slice and Dice, and your ultimate, of course. Then you're going to upgrade Bloodletting all the way first. Then your ultimate. Then you're going to put 1 point into Slice and Dice. You're going to max out Serrated Knives, and then finally max out Slice and Dice. Slice and Dice doesn't come online until in-game anyway, so there's no point to level it early with our build. And it's mostly just used as an extra dash or mobility or, you know, to catch someone that's trying to run from you. Which they're going to have a difficult time running because you slow them by 60% upon punch. And you have lots of move speed and they're just not going to get away. They really just won't. But that is the build. Let's go into how Shiv works now. Shiv's weapon is called the Busted Flush. I don't really get it. I guess it's like maybe a card thing. I don't know. But it's a shotgun. It's like a sawed-off shotgun. It's a spread shot. It's close range, alright. It has good bullet velocity. You can generally last hit with this thing pretty well and get denies on the enemy souls. However, you cannot zoom in with it. Your right click is a shotgun that wastes 3 of your bullets, not wastes, but deals more damage. So that does 53 with no items, and a regular shot does 28. So it's not quite double damage, but it kind of sort of is. But it's generally what we will use when we follow up a melee punch. We're just going to right-click for that extra damage. And you can also just do left clicks. It doesn't matter. But generally, we don't really build around the weapon. There is an alternate version that does build around the weapon, and you just don't punch people. Instead, you just shoot them with left click. That's all there is. And it's simpler to play, but it's not as efficient or effective to play late game. But regardless, his weapon is decent for, again, for beating up the souls. You can pelt the enemy with it as well. But other than that, you're just using it to slightly build your rage later on whenever you're not within melee range. Like when you're closing the gap, you want to start punching ASAP. But if you can't, then this is it's your last resort. When all of your skills are on cooldown and you can't punch them, that's when you use your weapon. But early game, you're just going to pelt them because you're not going to be always punching. Your first ability, your one ability is Serrated Knives. This just throws a knife that will bleed the enemy over time. It doesn't really do too much. We don't build around this. This ability was severely nerfed this year, and all knife builds became redundant and useless and absolute garbage. If you build the full Spirit Shiv, and you go all in on Serrated Knives to try to pump it up as much as possible, you'll deal maybe 1,500 damage to a regular target with regular resistance late game. It's not going to hurt them that much. You may think, oh, 1,500 damage for a ranged attack? That's pretty good. you can punch for that hard. You can literally punch people and shotgun them in the face and deal the same amount of damage instantly without the damage over time crap. The only thing that you're really using Serrated Knives for early game is for poke, to kind of whittle down their HP and harass a bit. But once you have your ultimate unlocked, you start building rage, so you want to throw knives whenever you're at range, so that the tick damage, you can see here, the rage meter does start slowly building up, though it's not much. With items, it'll be a little bit more, but it's still, we don't build around it. Serrated Knives, for the most part, is, it's just kind of a useless skill, and don't worry about it too much. Slice and Dice is your 2 or second ability. This just dashes forward. It will deal damage to targets whenever you hit them. Whenever you have full rage, it will also trace back to the path that you took and deal another set of damage. We mainly use this for this build. We use this to either chase enemies when we don't have stamina. We use this to run away if we're, outnumbered or outmatched. And that's pretty much what we use it for. Now, if you're using it to retreat with max rage, enemies will follow into the path and then get attacked and hurt. And late game, it does okay damage, but you should always be punching, you should always be shooting, so in general, this thing isn't that useful. We do not use this for jungle clear either. It's, again, we're just using this purely for its movement and nothing else. Your third ability is Bloodletting, and this is going to defer damage. And that means that instead of taking the full amount of damage immediately, you take it over time instead. And you can also activate the ability to defer some of it. See, notice how my life bar has this orange thing. That is the deferred amount of damage. And if I push my 3 button, I will then heal that amount of damage instead. So that is essentially what it does. It makes this very tanky, and when you have full rage, you clear more... you defer more damage, and then when you have it maxed out, you can defer more of it. So maxing this right away means that if someone gets a big hit on you, and they will in lane because you're Shiv and you're in melee range, you're going to shrug off so much of their damage. It basically eliminates one of their abilities, if you want to think of it mathematically like that. Like if you get shot by an enemy skill shot, you just defer it, it's gone, you keep punching them, and you're healed, they're not. They wasted their time attacking you, essentially, right? It gives you lane sustainability, it lets you stay in a fight, and it's ultimately why we build a late game tank, and it's ultimately why Shiv is a great initiator. He's a great counter jungler and tank and all of that kind of fun stuff. It's not something you have to really overthink. Whenever you see your life bar turn orange a bit, just push the button and you're good to go. You don't have to like save it for the big skill shot, because by the time the big skill shot comes around, it'll be off cooldown for you to push again. The more often you push it, the more you're going to defer. Killing Blow is your ultimate. This is what makes Shiv probably the highest win rate character in the entire game, is your ability to just delete someone within a decent amount of range, whenever they have a low percent health. So whenever you have this maxed out, it's 25% HP, and then whenever you're at full rage, you even get a damage bonus passively. You get move speed while at full rage, and yeah, it's just really, really nice. So essentially, what this means is that the entire enemy team basically does not have 25% of their HP throughout the whole match. Think of it kind of like that, because as soon as they're below that threshold, you just instantly kill them. And whenever you max this out, which we max out very early, it resets the cooldown. So you can just delete everyone in a team fight without having to fully win the team fight. And there's a few tricks that people aren't aware of, so let me show you those tricks now. So whenever you see an enemy, if you want to know if you are within range of your ultimate, you can just mash it. And most of the time in a match, you're just going to be spamming it, right? And there's a little wall of red X's, that's kind of your range. But if you see this little icon pop up that has this little X with like a devil's head or whatever, an Ixion, I don't know the lore. But that means you can ult them, and it looks like this. You run up with your shotgun and you kind of slap them in the face. I swear it used to be a knife, but whatever. Anyway, so that's your ultimate. It deals damage. It deals a static amount of damage, really. But you'll notice it doesn't kill, right? So if you want to know if it's going to kill someone or not, let's go ahead and just beat up Infernus here for a bit and get him below the 25% range. By the way, I just want to mention real quick, if you are unaware of how the default life bars work, I know people mod their game clients to make this easier to use, and I do not support that. I think that in a professional or skilled setting, no one should have mods or alterations to their game to allow them to cheat in such a way, even though Steam probably allows it. But on the regular client, the health bar you can see here, there are 3 rows on this target dummy. Each full row represents 1,000 health. So this guy has 3,000 HP. All right? And so what that means is that you need to do a little bit of math. You can also look at the life bar here at the top of the screen to determine, are they low enough to execute? But you actually don't have to do that. There is another way to figure it out as well. So when I'm looking at Infernus, you can see here the icon looks like this. And Infernus, he's just chilling in his, red suit, whatever. But if we wound him a bit more, right? And we got to be careful here because he's pretty low, but he's not 25% low. So if we shoot him a little bit more, how do we know when we're at the threshold? You see? Right there. You see how he's starting to glow and pulsate and make kind of a gooey noise? Like, listen. You hear that, like, resonating noise? So that means that he is now within the threshold of execution. So we can just insta-kill him, right? So pretty simple stuff. Now, obviously, you can't get the target dummy down to that level. But also note, when you are at maximum rage, this changes, all right? So, by the way, to know if you're at max rage, besides looking at the bar, you can look at Shiv's little doohickey thing here, his little flask. I don't know what it's called. But that's going to let us know that he is at full rage. And that's how you can know if an enemy Shiv is at full rage. But you'll notice at full rage... Hold on. Let's, I need to chip him down as low as possible here. So there we go. Again, at full rage, you deal more damage. So even... Here's another cool thing, too. You can also... If this is the last guy alive, you can just use this as a gap closer and then shotgun into, melee. This deals 200-something damage early game. It's just nice for the damage. You can throw it out. If you know you're not going to kill someone and you just need to get close to them, it's also something you can do. But generally, late game, you save this for when you can execute and when you can chain execute. Like, you jump in, you're wailing the hell out of the enemy team, you're shotgunning them in the face, and they start to run away. Well, you just ult them, and then you will gap close, and then you turn to the next target, you whittle them down, you ult them. Before you know it, everyone's dead, and your whole team is like, holy crap, Shiv, what the hell? Who fed Shiv? But anyway, that's pretty much it. There's a bunch of other tricks with Shiv. There's a bunch of advanced stuff, like when you have certain, attack rate thresholds, you can infinitely slide on the ground by doing backpedal shotgun blasts without ever using ammo. But you need fire rate for that. With Battle Vest, you'll have it, kind of, sort of. But when enemies start building negative fire rate, you can't do that. But also advanced things like how to move around faster, like using this to momentum cancel. That's another thing. Like if I use this and I'm holding W, yeah, I can kind of momentum cancel it. But you can cancel lots of velocity, I guess is the word, with the shotgun. You can also kind of angle it in certain ways with wall bounces, but this guide isn't going to talk about any of that stuff because this is a beginner's guide, and you got to learn and play the fundamentals. When you have like 100 games of Shiv under your belt, you can worry about, oh, I can move half a meter, in this direction better by shooting my shotgun in this way and doing all that stuff, but you have to learn, how to do the wall bouncing and how to do the corner jumps. And see, even I messed that up, right? So again, unless you sit here for hours and hours and train every single day with the corner bounces, it's just, don't worry about it. You'll be able to get to Archon rank, no problem with this guide, and then pushing Eternus is learning the advanced movement crap. But anyway, let's get into the live gameplay commentary now. This is the live gameplay commentary for Shiv, and the very first thing that we're going to do here is we're going to learn Bloodletting. Our lane partner is Dynamo, and we are fighting Paige and Haze, which is not a fun fight at all. But we're just going to play it safe, and we are just going to chill. And is the Paige AFK over there? No, she's moving. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna push. I'm just gonna chill and try to get some last hits. The Haze is gonna harass and miss all of her last hits, and I'm gonna miss one of my kill steals. All right. So we take a little bit of damage. We'll just go ahead and clear that real quick with Bloodletting. And again, anytime we take a big hit, we'll just Bloodlet it. It's simple. It's easy. It's gonna keep us in lane. Our very first buy is going to be melee lifesteal. And we're also going to upgrade Bloodletting right away. Alright, and then we just chill. We don't worry about the Haze. We don't need to harass. If my lane partner makes some kind of wacky, crazy play, also, if they start meleeing, then maybe I'll harass a little bit. Get a little bit closer. And, let's see. There we go. We grabbed it. Now, you can see my lane partner is very wounded. We just got melee lifesteal, and we are now going to be able to heal from just meleeing the mobs. Hayes shot me a little bit there, so I'm just gonna bloodlet some of that off, and we'll be fine. That's all we're doing. We're gonna learn knife now. We can throw some knives, and it won't really do much when we land these. Had to reload there, couldn't get that kill steal. All right. And yeah, I'm aware some people call it denies, but you know that's Dota terms. This ain't Dota. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and push a little bit. They're just harassing the Dynamo, I guess because he's a bigger, easier target or something. So a knife out. Yeah, these are bad knives. I didn't do any aim training today. There we go, we landed it. I didn't do any warm-ups. This is, yeah. You may be thinking, why are you playing Shiv if you're not being aggressive? You should be in their face shotgunning them. No. Not with this build. Not with this playstyle. We are a jungler, and we're just going to chill, and we're going to farm, because getting fed and getting farm is how we're going to do it. Well, you could get fed by getting kills. Yeah, sure. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and, let's see, jungle at 3 minutes there. There's crates here. Grab those, get the kill denied, steal, whatever. Why did he forward roll? Get those secures. And again, we're just farming up. We got close quarters, which is just going to help us damage the creep wave and help us jungle. It all comes together mathematically so we can jungle as quick as possible. And it really shines mid-late game, especially when we start roaming. Alright. They traded crowd controls on each other. So I'm sitting at full health, that's why I haven't been meleeing. But if I've been, you know, eating a lot of bullets, the haze just isn't really shooting me. So, whatever. I'm just going to go ahead and push the creep wave out of here. And I took some damage, so I'm going to bloodlet that. And there we go. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, we get boots very, very shortly here. Paige is a little wounded. We're going to bloodlet that damage that we just took. Go ahead and just melee that. That's going to also heal us from the healing mob itself. Alright, so we're 3 minutes in. Dynamo's over there doing Dynamo stuff. We're just going to go ahead and clear the jungle real quick. And there we go. Sometimes it kills him, sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of RNG right now, but we're going to be fixing that pretty quick with some items. Alright. Let's see. And you want to be meleeing every time your melee healing is off cooldown. There we go. So we're going to upgrade Bloodletting once again, and that's going to give us even more damage deferred. Stuck reloading, can't grab that. Alright, so we'll just defer that little harass that Hayes did there. Grabbing, again, I'm focused on the kill steals. I can throw some knives out, you know, I don't have anything else to shoot at the moment. We're going to defer the damage I just took. We need to be doing crates as well. Jars, urns, anything. In between the kill denies, kill steals, kill secures. Hayes very low here. And yeah, we're going to defer all that damage that we just took. And okay, there we go. Hayes bled out. We have ultimate. If we can get Paige slightly low, we can dive her. So now that we have ultimate, we can actually kind of dive if there's an opportunity for it. We can also look at the top of the screen right now. The left lane has a low hero. So if we want to roam, we can go do that. There's a McGinnis. Oh, she backed. We're going to not... Well, I guess we will get stuff. We'll defer that. Damage off with Bloodletting. There we go. We're going to get our stamina now. So this lets us dive. And our Dynamo, we're going to defer that damage. And then our Dynamo died. That's what I'm trying to say. We need to get a little bit of melee going on here and not get punished for it. Because the melees is what's going to top us up. This is why we're going to defer that damage. I know, we're doing a lot of damage deferrals. Alright, so they're pushing very hard. Dynamo going back in. Yeah, we're just going to melee. Clear out the mobs. When we kill the healing mob. And Dynamo, you know, just hard going in, ignoring the creep wave. The money is on the creep wave. I'm getting cold front soon. That lets me dive even harder. Alright. Can I get a knife on Paige? I can. No, I'm not. Now I'm just going to ult you now. There you go. You carried a little early. She is ulting.
Careful, I'm on full cooldown.
Alright. We're going to do a right click on her because she got close to our face. There we go. We're going to defer that damage. That's fine. get cold front now, and then we can just kind of roll at her and do a cold front if we want. But she still has sleep knife, so we got to be a little bit careful. We're gonna get a little bit of heals. I'm gonna try to land a few knives. Just play it safe. All right, there's one knife. Go ahead and try to get her here. And she'd parried wrong, so she's now dead. And there we go. This is why we play safe. We just chill, and then we farm up, we get the items, and then we just start winning. Go ahead and throw a knife there. We're going to defer all that damage that we just took. This is why we leveled it up first, alright? So we're going to be getting, next up, we are going to be working towards Torment Pulse. And that's going to, let's go ahead and melee this for some heals. We're going to defer the turret damage there and back off. Okay, quantum me, I guess. Sure, why not? Didn't really need that. Okay. Whatever you saying, pal. Alright. Again, we're just chilling. We need targets to melee. That's why we let them push. It's oh dude, come on, you could have rolled out of that. Oh no. Firebook. And deny. Go ahead and heal up from the melee, deny that. And look at my I'm at 6.8k souls. And they're at 4.5k, so I have a 2k lead on them. Besides having the 2 kills, it's mainly because I'm just playing really, really safe, right? Now that was a bad knife on my part. Or again, we can go ahead and melee there. We actually hit her with it. We're going to defer some damage that we took. Okay, they took the tower. Now they're going to do like a little hard push here, maybe. It's okay that they took the tower. It doesn't matter, because we're just going to farm as soon as we get our items. And right now, Dynamo was gone. I guess he had to back because he's wounded. That's fine. Again, we don't really get wounded that easily because, well, we're killing every single healing minion that comes across. Our melee has... Melee healing, I think it needs a nerf. I think the cooldown is too short, in my opinion. Alright, so there we go. We finally maxed out Bloodletting. That's going to give us even more deferred damage cleared. So now we take even less damage. It's really great. It truly is. Go ahead and deny that. And because there's a soul that floated, that means they're still nearby or within range. Go ahead and just let that kill the creeps. That's fine. We can just deny all of these. I don't know why she just threw that out like that. But now we have Torment Pulse, which we should really go back and get, but I can also roam to another lane and gank. Left lane being the better one to roam. Paige just isn't here? Oh, there she is. Hello? Okay, free much. Thank you. She's just like, hey, I'm low HP, come tickle me. And I'm like, okay, Hayes, you freaky girl. Alright, well that was really stupid. Alright, I want to save some ammo for these denies over here. Yep, there's one. This is worth more money than killing. Well, it's not really worth more money than killing Tower. 2, 3, now reload. We're going to level our ult, and we're stunned here. That's okay. We're going to defer the damage. We're going to go ahead and just use all of that stamina that we bought earlier. They're going to charge in. We're just going to get a little tired here. We're going to defer that damage as well, and then we're just going to roll. And we might be dead. Alright, well, the souls are under the tower. I really should have backed a long time ago to buy, but I didn't really have an opportunity, and it's kind of stupid that I died, but we got Torment Pulse, Battle Vest, we're getting Melee Charge next. We're almost ready to start jungling. Also with Battle Vest, that's going to make it a lot easier to fight Haze. We can get those souls that dropped on the ground unless someone swooped up and got them. Oh, they did, so there we go. Go ahead and just, we're about to get, it's 1,600. We're at 11k souls. Let's go get melee, and it's a lot of damage. It's a bonus damage. It's also bullet resist, which is what Haze is. Remember, we want to be resistant. Now, when we get point blank, we're gonna start dealing a ton of damage. But we can also start jungling now if we want. Right now, blue lane's pushed. I have no reason to just chill in blue lane. So we'll go ahead and melee shotgun, cancel the melee, and there we go. We're not doing the big ones yet. Don't worry about the big ones. But we have jungle on this side. We've got creep wave. And again, anytime we need to heal, we just melee. And our melee hurts right now. It's very painful. Someone's already cleared these jungles, unfortunately. That's not good. We can push the tower and get... I'm sorry, I got some heartburn at the moment. But we can push the tower and get a bunch of souls there. Go ahead. And with point blank, that will die in one right click. Alright, here we go. Go ahead and grab this. Alright, now, again, point blank very, very soon. Let's look, we can roam right lane, and there's a Billy. And, well, they got him. So we can go ahead and start doing this jungle. I can't believe I whiffed that. I was looking over at my recording software, and my mouse just kind of curved over along with it. So that was stupid. But yeah, you can see... Oh, hello. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Ult time. See ya. Why does she fight me at low HP? I don't... If she was at full HP, I would have been in trouble. Is she feeding? She just feeding me, bro? Like, okay. Oh, yeah. Anyway, we're getting point blank now. I don't know what's going on with the haze, man. Oh, there we go. Alright. Well, we just gotta continue to jungle here, and as we melee the mobs, we will heal, so there is that. Again, we don't have cold front for this one, so it's going to be a little bit kind of split between the two. Alright. And then we want to defer damage, you know, whatever chance we get. And yeah, we're stuck reloading at the moment. Also the big mob over there shooting, but we're going to go back and buy anyway, so it's fine, because we're just right outside the base. Grab the crates as we go back. And then extra stamina letting us jump a little bit faster. Now, if we don't have the item slot, which we don't use an item slot for this, but for the next buy... No, that's also an upgrade, never mind. I'm a bit ahead of my script here. Yeah, Fortitude. If you don't have an item slot for Fortitude, well, that's fine. That means go push down a Spirit Walker, right? Alright. Freaking haze. Ooh. We're gonna just go in. I have point blank, she's slowed anytime I shoot her.
They're gonna bleed.
I'm gonna go grab the
Thank you, Ren, you carry me.
And I could just ult her there? Okay, I guess he got it. Alright, well, haze feeding once again. Alright. We are 16k souls at 13 minutes, so we're ahead right now. I'm gonna tell you right now, we're quite ahead. But, yeah. We're doing pretty good. A lot of the jungle is just gone at the moment. So, yeah, we're just gonna rotate to yellow lane and just kind of go back to the jungles there. Grab crates, grab these golden jars for the permastat buffs, which is very important to do because we want to stat max by the end of the game. Go down here, there is a bunch of them, and we're just going to start with the big boys. Melee into right click, melee into right click, melee right click a baby, that one, and there we go. So that's the room. And then Torment Pulse will kill this. Yeah, there we go. Alright, now we have an upgrade to our melee lifesteal, which is really nice. And then again, we just kind of keep farming the medium ones. I know it sucks to leave the big one alive, but it's money. We don't want to pass up free money. Alright, blue lane is actually being pushed right now, and yes, I'm wasting stamina to get there because I don't have Fortitude yet. Fortitude is a huge movement speed boost. Also, that Sinner Sacrifice just poofed out into existence out of nowhere. I'm going to let them push there. You can see that they're doing it, but I'm greedy. They get a walker? Yeah, sure, whatever. I can't stop both of them, that's the thing, right? Okay, I didn't want to double jump there.
Sorry.
Walking back like this, not really the best idea. They got it. That's fine. I was just wanting to get the mobs farmed. See if we see... Yeah, there's Haze over there. She's breaking a crate. I'm more interested in the mobs. They're not going to follow me this far or this deep. Alright, there we go. But yeah, without mobility, we couldn't get there in time. But hey, I'm just concerned about farming up right now. I mean, the Haze is 13k. We're 18k, so it's fine. And then I'm just going to use Cold Front to clear this a little bit faster, which we won't need to do later. Now, we could go by, right now, Life Strike, which is fine. It's not a super necessary bag. It's just an upgrade for something we have. And we still got plenty of small camps here to do. So melee into right click, melee into right click, and we'll just left click the little baby mob there. There we go. Crate to crate. We're at 5k souls. We got medium camp here to do.
I got Curse Relic to ship.
And Paige is trying to snipe. I don't know why. What are you doing over there? You're just wasting your time, Paige. You're too far to... Oh, hello. Paige might assist this. I'm going to defer that damage. I'm going to throw some knives. Okay. I have the stamina to just leave the fight, by the way. It's fine. She's ulting outside. Alright, now I come in. Remember, we're the cleanup crew. Alright, let's see what happens here. And we're just going to ult, and she's dead. There we go. So, no, you know, when I said kill stealing earlier, yeah, we are kind of kill stealing. It's fine, though. I don't care. It's fine. Don't worry too much about it. We got yellow lane that it has a bunch of juicy mobs. We're going to go absorb all of that. They might push down that... Oh, they have an item shop. That's nice. Yeah. Go ahead and buy some items before it blows up. Alright. There we go. We got our first line of items all bought. Now we have mobility. And we're going to be working on boots next. So... We deal big damage. We jungle fast. We jungle very fast. There's a haze in the yellow lane. Haze probably sick of me by now. Alright, and right click, and then right click. There we go. Jungle clear. Farming. Gotta keep farming. Haze is gonna push yellow down. It's whatever, I don't care.
Yo, Shiv, let's get this haze.
Nope. I'm jungling. Alright, now I can go get her.
Let's push green. They destroyed the Guardian on yellow.
And now she's slow. And I hit the creep mob. Alright, and just chop her up. Just do your ult, she's dead. And then we get our cooldown back from our ult. So right now I am 8-1. And the one death is kind of whatever. I usually don't die, but hey, you know, stuff happens, it's fine. I don't really have to show you my best games. This is just a pretty low effort game. I've been up for a full day. I haven't really been playing much. I did one warm-up game, but it was not as Shiv, it was as Bebop, and then everyone quit because I was playing debuff Bebop, and people hate debuff Bebop so much they rage quit, and then the game ended early, so I was like, oh, that's sad. Didn't even really get a full match.
I see the enemy.
Help me deliver this thing.
And we're reloading. We can go ahead and cold front everything down. Been out. Oh, I hear an Apollo slashing around near me. He's at 17k. Once we get the big fist item, it will auto reload for us. Oh, hello. I'm gonna sleep then. Defer that damage. Knifer. Are you gonna ever parry me? And yoink. I need to stop killing the haze. I feel bad. And then look at our heals. Like we take no damage. We just don't take damage. It's so funny. Oh, the item shop has gone in yellow. That's right. I didn't save it in time from the haze. But it's not a big rush to get stamina right now since we don't really need it for anything. I know green lane's getting pushed, but whatever.
No point saving anymore.
All right. And that's not the correct order. I'm supposed to punch into shotgun, not shotgun into punch. Alright. 7.2k right now. We're at 19 minutes and I'm at 26k souls. We're 9-1. We're the kill lead. We're the souls lead. There you go. Stamina mastery, enduring speed, spirit resilience. Very cool. Now, due to the matchup, like we have gun, spirit, gun. Yeah, they're all gun. So what I should have done is you can turn off Q build and then you can buy bullet resilience first, but I'm gonna farm it up real quick. I'm not really too concerned. Alright. But yeah, we go defensives first before we finalize our punching because the punching is very minimal. Our DPS is pretty much as high as it's gonna get for a while. Also, they left these poor little blokes alive. There we go. You know, you gotta keep jungling. You gotta keep rotating around, getting the crates. This is how you build power. This is how you make your character strong as hell. And you just absolutely dominate the map later when we start going invisible and just hunting down solo players that are trying to, you know, like split push or whatever. It's so funny. And, you know, the match might end before we ever get to it. Now, looking at the enemy's health right now.
Nice try.
Oh, there's a McGinnis over here. Let's battle her.
We got a big greedy there.
There's Amina running away.
I just wasn't able to silence Apollo quickly enough.
Someone's doing sinner sacrifice near me. Oh, it's her. I was like, ooh, let's gank them. Oh, hello.
We build a bit of counter around them.
Yeah, we can fly in the air and melee this dweeb. Now he's gonna parry that. That's fine. And ult, and you're dead. So, also, I'm getting shot by everybody. So we have to. We can't 1vx all of them. We need to leave. I know that Dynamo jumped in thinking I'm a hero. I'm not. We're not gonna fight that. Do not fight them right now. We don't have our stealth. When we start going stealth, that is when we fight them. And we don't fight a team. We fight one person. Or we jump into a team fight later. Alright, now we're going to build. Yeah, we're going to go and defend green here. Now, we're going to go ahead and build the Crushing Fists next. This is going to give us infinite ammo. Yes, infinite ammo. We never have to reload ever again. Are you just dead? You're just dead. Look, let me mash my ult. No, I didn't want to ult Billy. That's not who I wanted. We're going to defer that damage. And Billy's going to go in, actually. I don't want to hit those ghouls. Ghouls will melt us, even though we have lots of defense. We're not too bad right now. We're going to go ahead and just... Yeah, see, we can defer some of the ghoul damage, but not all of it. It hurts bad. Like, ghouls will drain us. I'm gonna throw out a knife, and we're missing our knives right now. It's fine. Alright. Let's see, they're starting to attack the Spirit Walker a bit. Oh, okay, what do we got going on? We have Amina here. Paige kind of looking juicy here. We'll go ahead and Nova her down. And she wasted her parry, so she can't parry for a while. And if we can land another big hit, we can maybe ult her here. I need to do a fake melee because she's gonna parry it, which I didn't do. We're getting tore up here, and that's fine. Okay, no, it's not fine. Now I'm too deep. I need to save stamina. I'm tanky. All right, we go back in now. The Graves is low. Look at the Graves. Look at her. She's dead. Yoink. And now Billy next. We can brawl Billy. I just need to land my punches. There we go. And he did a parry. That's fine. We're going to defer that damage. Can't run because we have point blank.
I have sleep.
We're going to go ahead and Nova here.
Almost behind me.
Yeah, I have stamina, brother. Alright, and then ult, and he's dead. So, defer that damage. And look at my HP. I am very healthy at the moment. We're now going to run and fight the Apollo, who's super low. Super low Apollo. Gimme, 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 gimme. Ah! I love it. Dude, you get so bloodthirsty as Shiv. My heart rate is now accelerated. I am excited. I'm having fun. Right? Are you having fun watching me? I hope so, dude. Because this is the best Shiv build in the freaking game. No one's ever built this, by the way. But yeah, we're about to get Crushing Fist, and it is dirty. Alright. There we go. Starting to yell at the video game. Alright. So I have 36,000 souls at 24 minutes. Crushing Fist. Now, we are saving towards stealth. We also have all our item slots, but if we didn't have all of our item slots, then we would sell the good old Battle Vest. And I know that's a lot of resist to give up, but we already have the good resist items, so it's not a big deal. Okay, the thing is, the Battle Vest is really there so we can chain melee into shotgun blasts due to the fire rate it gives when you're high health, okay? That's what helps us jungle. With the stealth, we can still do that to players. There's also a Billy pushing. And a Paige. I don't want to 1v2 them. Alright. Just let them do their thing. I can hold an angle or a corner and wait for teammates to show up. Alright, there's a crack. We're gonna step on it. It's fine. Let's just go smash this. We're built for smashing. Oh, that knocks me down. Okay, just get rid of that. And we're gonna try to get the Paige here. There we go. And remember, she likes to parry, so we're gonna do a fake melee on her. And we're gonna go ahead and maybe kill Graves. I need to defer all this. I'm getting tore the hell up right now. I'm deep. I'm deep. We're gonna dash away. We have the stamina. We're gonna line of sight. Try to get that little deny there. There we go. All right. Well, we didn't get any kills that time. We got greedy, but the thing here's how to do it. I'm gonna give you a quick tutorial. Let's pretend. Hold on. Let me find something out in the open. Let's pretend the truck is Paige, and we know she will always parry when we melee. So we're gonna melee, and then we're gonna steer it over here. She parries, and when she parries, there is a cooldown, and you can't do it again. See, there's a cooldown. So when we melee away from her, she's gonna parry, and then she can't parry again for about 4-ish seconds, and then we just wail on her. We just bloody her face, give her black eye, and then when she's low and wounded, then we just finish her off. All right. So look at my ammo. 11, 8, 11, 8, 11. Well, 8. I didn't right click, sorry. But yeah, we kill these mobs real quick now. Look how fast we can jungle. At 26 minutes, we're at 40k souls. There we go. And yeah, we just blow these things apart. Look at that. We can also just tap that. Now we can go get stealth. Alright, so now the game is over for them. At 26 minutes in, the game is literally over. Alright, and you may not be this fed. If you jungle, you can still get this fed. Alright, so there's a graves down middle. Now the cool thing about stealth is it gives us an ambush for our melee. Alright, so now we, this is a fat creep wave that I don't want to, I'm gonna farm the creep wave, I'm sorry, it's worth too much money. Alright, we're getting Colossus next, that's more tankiness. And by the way, this is such a short cooldown, and like I'm already down to 16 seconds on the next cooldown. Alright, just go ahead and farm mobs. But yeah, Colossus, we're definitely gonna sell our battle plate for that. And right now, like, every lane is pushed. I don't want to end the game yet, right? So I'm going to go get that health bonus upgrade. You can see we're already we're at 49 and 34, and that gets even higher when we're half HP, which we just defer damage anytime we need to. So I'm going to stealth now because my team is starting to get in trouble. I can maybe... Oh, there's a Graves. It's low. And hello, from stealth, you're dead. And... by the way, I'm just going to shoot you with point blank for a bit and make you slow. I have lost sight of the Billy. Defer some damage.
That's how we get it done around here.
We're going to go ahead and just, I guess she's dead. Or Billy's dead. Billy's he. We got Apollo over here. We're going to stealth. And just run him down. Once we get Colossus, we can slow them. Also, he's just within ult range. I got silence though. Alright. She's gonna go back in the base. I'm not gonna get that. Alright, so the Haze rage quit. Apollo's still alive somewhere. I'm just... okay, he's over here. The Haze, or not Haze, but what's her name? Here, let's duel. Remember, we're going to melee into Shotgun Blast. Look at how much damage that did to him. And then look how little damage he did to me. So we're going to stealth, and we're going to reinitiate. Now, I could, again, farm the map all I want. Ooh, we got Graves. I missed. There we go. Look at that damage. That's 2 hits. And she is 25% gone. Hello, Paige. And whip it. There we go. She can't parry now. Let's ult her. And then right click her. Now I'm taking a lot of damage. We're going to defer that, and we're just going to leave with all this extra stamina that we have. And we're going to stealth. So they're going to win the game anyway. But what I was going to show you is that Fortitude, we can literally just run into a little hidey hole around the map. One of those little shadow doorways. And Fortitude will heal us to full within like 30 seconds. And then we could re-stealth, re-gank, re-stealth, re-gank. It's super fun. It's super funny. It is, well, Silver got MVP. I didn't get it, I guess. Bummer. But I have most kills, most souls. Isn't that what matters? A huge kill streak. She got healing, melee kills. How did she beat me on melee kills? Whatever. I didn't do a lot of player damage, unfortunately, because there wasn't a lot of time. We spent most of the match getting up to this point, and then it just ended, okay? But this is how most matches will go. If your team gets absolute... Let me tell you how this build can fail you, okay? If your entire team feeds, and everyone's like 1 in 10... and you reach late game at 50 minutes somehow because the enemy won't kill you. You can't just go kill the enemy team. You can kill a person if they're by themselves. There are certain characters who just are better carries that you can't kill. But you can beat the ever-loving crap out of them, and if they don't parry you, you melee them down. You melee into shotgun, and it is just absolutely busted broken. And even without items, at the start of the game, if you manage to get like just here's an Abrams, a melee shotgun, look at that. That is almost 2 whole bars of their HP gone, and, well, Abrams has a lot of health to begin with anyway, but, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this build, and it's a whole lot of fun. Once you get that stealth and you start roaming the map and ganking, anyone that's by themselves, they're not getting away because your melee slows them. The only thing that they can do is if they're also hyper-fed, then they can parry and then hurt you a bit, but you're also super tanky, and you defer the damage, and then you just leave. You just walk away. You have so much stamina, movement speed, especially at maximum rage. You get +2 movement speed, by the way, so at least build up your rage meter before leaving. And you do that by dealing damage. By just doing the melee into shotgun combo. Without items, we're almost halfway, you know, there. So you do that twice, you're full rage. With the items, you go full rage in just one combo. It's really simple. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this Shiv build, this Shiv guide. The Shiv took a long time to math out, because in the middle of it, I was actually doing another build guide for knives, and then they nerfed it in the middle of me making the guide. And I even tried it out. It was really hard to build up to knife build again. But you can kind of kill 0 resistance players with it, but then it's pretty much dead otherwise. But with this build, like, even if they stack melee resistance and bullet resistance, you still chunk the hell out of them. You stun them with your melee, you slow them with your melee, you yourself are insanely mega tanky. I didn't even get to show you the extent of how tanky it becomes. But there is no better Shiv build currently than this, and you may be thinking, but at high ranks, everyone's gonna parry. Okay, so make them whiff. Oh, woo! And then now their parry's down, and then you beat the ever-living crap out of them. And you may be thinking, well, he doesn't have a lot of melee skills. No, what Shiv has is Bloodletting, which turns him into a sustained tank, which when you are in there punching their lights out and shotgunning them at point-blank range with your right-click, you are dealing so much damage and being incredibly useful, and anyone who gets low health in a team fight, you just execute them immediately. So just your existence in a fight or on the map means that everyone is essentially at 75% maximum HP. Not even that. Like, when you fully level it up and you have your rage built, then yeah, it's pretty wild. It gets nutty, okay? And if I was gonna smurf my way to, you know, Eternus again on a different account, then what I would, besides Infernus, I guess, I would also use Shiv. At low ranks, you can go like 50 and 0, and people will just like uninstall. But smurfing is kind of a bit of a bully thing. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got. I read every single comment, so if you have any questions, let me know. I have no friends, no family, no life, no obligations, so I read every single comment. If you ask a question, I will answer it if it wasn't already answered in the video. With that said, please click the right side of your screen. There is a video there now that YouTube thinks you'll like, and you should like it, but click that video, and if you don't, then the next time you go out to eat, the next 2 times you go out to eat, they're going to mess up your food. They're going to give you the wrong size French fry, they're going to forget the sauce, and you may check the bag, and you'll have to go back around in the drive-thru because it's late at night, and the dine-in section is closed, and there's already a line of cars, so you're going to be waiting 20 minutes behind cars to get, like, some packet of Arby's sauces or something. And that'll happen to you in 2 days in a row if you don't click the video right now.